Good day, everyone. I'm Siri Berlin, I'm artist and coach, and I come to you with my Advent calendar of self-love. Today, we open two doors. Today, it's all about dare to say no. Two doors in one Advent calendar. You might ask, why is that? This is because I dared to say no yesterday. But just to introduce you to the vlog session and also my written newsletter about self-love, I thought it's a good idea to work with self-love. And I feel myself, while doing these videos and thinking about self-love a lot, what could be practices, what is my own experience, and to also investigate about other people who are really interested into self-love, I find out more about it and I feel much better with myself and I start changing my decisions. So just so everybody can watch it, I share this video on my other page. I hope it does work. I'm not sure. Where is it? It should turn up. We will see. I hope you have a minute to wait for me doing that. We should know whether it works soonish. For some reason I cannot share it. Oh no, I can. There it is. I share it on my chronic and then we can go on with daring to say no. Why do I actually think that daring to say no is such an important topic? And what does it have actually to do with self-love? I have many clients and many friends who struggle with saying no. Why is that? What's so difficult with this small, tiny word? And it's just pretty easy, actually. Saying no makes us sometimes feel rejected, or saying yes makes us feel more connected. And of course, we as human beings, we want to be connected and we want to connect to others. So saying and receiving yes and no can feel really hard. Hello viewer, it's so nice to see you. Give me a heart or a thumbs up so I know who you are. I can't see it right now, who's watching. So it's really nice to think about what is my intention of saying and receiving a no. Have you heard about the Wheel of Consent? I went to a seminar 1.5 years ago with Matthias Schwentneck, and we were doing a little exercise. We were walking around in a room, and when we meet another person in the room, we were encouraged to ask for something like, am I allowed, may I touch your hair, for example? And we were not allowed to act out these questions. We were just meant to ask the question and receive a yes and a no. And this was to unlearn the idea of a yes is a commitment, a yes is a positive connection to a person, and a no is just a rejection, because it's not so easy. It's just not that way. In my coaching education, I also learned that it's really interesting to hear the yes and the no. So if someone gives you a no, there's more than one reason why this person says no. And if you have healed the idea in yourself that a no is not a rejection to you as a person, then you have a bigger opportunity to start the connection, or to get what you want from the person, or get your message through, or just really to connect from the heart. Because if we really look at what we can do, look at my not doing the video yesterday. For example, I was struggling. I think there are two things which could make it difficult to say no. And in this video, I want to focus on the saying the no and not receiving the no. So I think there are two different ideas about why it is difficult to say no. Number one is that you have certain values, wishes, ideas, and they're colliding. Like me, yesterday I wanted to do the video and I thought, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired and I probably look awful and I probably can't speak anymore after a day of seminars, really exhausting seminar. I had a headache and the only thing I wanted to do was going to bed. But on the other hand, if I commit to something, I want to stay with my word. I want to be true to what I said. And these kind of things were struggling with each other. And I want to do a good quality, of course. And I thought, in this condition, I'm probably not in such a good quality. So some values were struggling with each other. And when I found out, because I'm doing these self-love videos, I thought, what is really the reason? Why do I want to do the video and what is my priority? Is it helpful for you to have a short, ugly, not really concentrated video from me? Or is it so important at all to have it on the 6th of December? Or is it okay to have it one day later when I'm refreshed, when I have time to think the topic more through? Yeah, and then I decided to say no. Say no to myself, to the part who really wanted to do the video, to be the cool video person who sticks to what she says. Yeah, I think that's really important. And there's another thing, number 2, which makes it hard saying no. And I think that is if you don't allow yourself to have these boundaries. And I think it's not so easy to know what your boundaries are. I come back to that in a different video to experience what actually is my boundary. Because it's like with self-respect. Sometimes we really walk over our own boundaries. Thank you for your heart, Christian. It's nice to see you watching from Sweden. I love you. That distracts me now. Self-love and love in one video. I love that. So number 2, do you allow yourself to have the boundaries? If someone comes to me in a late hour, just imagine I'm an office worker and my boss comes to me 5 minutes to 6 p.m. I'm about to leave and he asks me for something really important for him. And I have to do it now, of course. And then, of course, also there are different values colliding. But also, am I allowed to say no? Am I worthy of taking care of myself? And I know that some people these days say, the world is so selfish. You should take care of someone else. You should be loving towards the world. And especially the millennium people, the young ones, the Y generation, they're so selfish. Oh, and then listen to Osho. What is selfishness? Selfishness really, in my view, is to be yourself. And I think a yes which not comes from a true yes of myself makes the outcome a lot worse. You know, you don't have the same commitment if someone says yes from the heart, considering all the things which are behind that, like whether you have the mental and physical strength to do something right now, or whether you have, the concentration, or whether you think, okay, I need to take time for myself. And I'm a private person. I'm not just a person who fulfills dreams of people at work. Yeah. So what we do here, talking about self-love and talking about what exercises could bring us to becoming a better person, to better the world and not just us, is actually to take care of ourselves, being selfish. And it's so nice to think at it like this. If you want to give away a present, it's Christmas soon and you probably might want to give away presents. If you want to give away presents, you need to have the present first. You cannot give away something which you don't have. So you need to install self-love in yourself to experience what love really is unconditionally, to really take care of what your needs are. If you have this self-love, you can start giving love away. And of course, in a relationship, you can start accepting no's and giving no's from a different point of view, from a point of view of self-love. Yeah. So if someone says, "Oh no, I don't want to go with you to the cinema," You don't think, this person doesn't like me at all. Yeah, there was something going on recently anyway, so I probably won't ask this person again. You think, okay, I know from myself that sometimes you just feel tired, or sometimes you cannot explain yourself so well why you say no. And I become more understanding towards my opposite, towards the person I'm talking to. You see, self-love helps having all these expectations. If you don't love yourself and you want to give away the present of love, then you need to get it from somewhere. And this somewhere might be someone else. So you are needy to get the love, to give it away to someone else. But if you can create it in yourself, it's so much better for everyone, because then it just blooms. And you might know, if you give away something, also the giving makes you feel nice, makes you feel stronger, makes you love yourself even more, because it feels good. It feels good to give a present away to someone. And I think one can relate that to yes and no. And if someone says no to me with the intention to take good care of him or herself, I should appreciate that, because if they say yes, they really mean a yes. So dare to say no. Dare to say no to things which you not can say fully yes to. Or make a priority, you know. What do you decide for? In my seminars recently, I talk a lot about, because people say a lot, I have to go to work, I have to do this, I have to do the workshop, I have to do the video, I have to earn money. If you want to make it, if you want to take over responsibility again for yourself, you can change it into what Masha Rosenberg recommends. I decide to do X to have Y. You know, like letters X and Y. I feel this sounds funny. But so you decide for something to have something else. And this helps you to take over responsibility for your life again. Because you're not ruled by someone else. You are the one who's going to work. You are the one who's doing or not doing something. So I hope this little insight of my thoughts might bring you to a better understanding why it is really helpful to sometimes say no, also for the ones who you might disappoint. If they also work with their expectations and their self-love, and that they're fully within this point of view from self-love, they might understand why it is good that you say no. So dare to say no. Have a good day. Tonight I'll come up with a different video because it's the 7th of December, and of course I'm not so forgiving to myself that I allow myself to skip a full self-love video, because it's important for me that you swim in self-love around Christmas. So do all the things. Hey Munir, it's so nice to see you. Nice that you're watching. I'm about to end this video, but it's really nice to have some viewers. If you have some questions, leave it in the comments. Of course, I want to remind you that I'm also doing a self-love calendar newsletter. So if you want, leave a note in the comments that you want to have my newsletter, and send me via message or in the comments your email address, and you get it around during the day with all the ideas I talked about and some exercises. You can step more into self-love. So have a good afternoon. I hope to see you in my next video. Lots of self-love. Hej då!